Hello, Market Club members everywhere. Adam Hewison here, co-founder of Market Club, with your midday market update for Thursday, the 12th of April. After the close today, Google reports earnings, and we'll see how our trade triangle is positioned on that market. Also, has crude oil found a bottom? We'll be looking at crude oil in depth today. Markets moving today as sectors, and the big one, of course, is the energy sector is up 8.46%, and the basic material sector is also up quite a bit today, over 10%. So we'll take a look at certain stocks in those sectors, not the entire sectors. Those sectors, in fact, basic materials is up 1.73%. So let's take a look at the market. But first, maybe you want to consider one-on-one Market Club coaching. What does it really mean? What does that mean for me? Well, it can mean the difference between a winning year and a losing year. Look, it's a free consultation. The call is free, so give us a call, 877-219-1482. So look forward to hearing from you. So let's go to our markets and the portfolio we look at every day. And here it is. We've got some stocks in them. We'll be looking at these three stocks later on, and Google, of course. But let's start with the S&P 500. And let me just refresh this page. And we'll start with the S&P 500 as we normally do, and we'll be seeing just exactly what's going on in that market based on our trade triangles. Now we're minus 60, which is a trading range, but you can see how the market, this is a daily chart, you can see how the market to the lower end of the Donchian trading channel, very similar to this period right here. We've had these 3 days 2 days up like we're seeing right now. I would say that tomorrow is going to be the key day for this market. If we close tomorrow, I would say perhaps over the midpoint of the Donchian trade channel, which comes in, I would say, right around the 1385 levels, somewhere like that. You look at our blog, we'll tell you the exact number we're looking at. That's going to look as though this is just a setback in a bull market, which we think it is, because you've got all of our trade triangles are the monthly, which is the long-term trend we look for in the stock market, is still positive from 1292. The market's obviously almost 100 points higher than that. We have a minus 60 trading range, so we're at the bottom of the range. And so it would look as though we're going to see another move to the upside. So let's go to our next market, the industrials. And much the same with the industrials, minus 60 trading range, a pullback out of the Donchian trade channel. We talked about this yesterday. Remember, we talked about the market going out of the channel and coming back in. That's exactly what has happened. And also on the Nasdaq, pretty much the same picture. We've come down to the lower end of the trading channel, and let's see how this market closes tomorrow. But I think if the weekly did kick in at 3,044. Obviously, you're just around those levels today, but I would say tomorrow, if we see a good close in the Nasdaq, then I think this is going to be a low to be very, very cognizant of, very similar to this low. You see how we had the signal right on the bottom here and right on the bottom, and how the market reversed? That's what we have to watch. So let's pay close attention to that. And the big movers of today, of course, are the metals markets, and bring your attention to silver. Long term, we've been bullish on silver based on a long-term monthly trade triangle. The weekly has been a little bit negative from 32.62, and you've got this mixed picture. But plus 75 means it's an emerging trend. And as we've talked about this before, if you look at, let's just get a couple of years data here. If you look at this longer-term trend, I'm going to take the trade triangles off, but if you look at this, it looks as though potentially this market's building a base to go higher. So let's just see how that plays out. Let's go to our next market. And the next market we're looking at is the gold spot market. And that's actually, let's get close in on that, because that's really on a couple of things. One is putting a very good performance today. It's over the PSAR, which is right here. And that is going to push this market, I think, higher. So let's just see if we test the 1685 to 1700 level. That's where we see the resistance. But like one of our members said yesterday, it looks like this market's building a pretty nice potential head and shoulders, which is, let me get my drawing tool on if I can get that. I think this is what it is. And let's just close that up there. And so if we look at this market, you see, let me scope this out just a little bit more, because I think this is definitely worthwhile spending some time on today. So if we go a little bit further out, you can see the picture that we're looking at here. And the picture is actually pretty positive for gold longer term. So here we are. We have the this kind of like potential head and shoulders. Obviously, this will be the right shoulder. And we're starting to move back up here. And this is the head. And this is the left shoulder. So generally speaking, this is going to be the neckline right along here. So the question is, should you buy here or should you wait until it goes over 1800? If you wait until it goes over 1800, you still have a good move ahead of you. We're looking for this market to go to around $2,100 an ounce. Should it go over the 1800 level? That's very, very big level for it to overcome. Generally speaking, you've made a small turn today. I'd like to see some of our trade triangles kick in. We've had the daily kick in. We don't have the weekly or the monthly kick in yet, but I think that could happen. But if we just sort of trade up like this, but the one thing was interesting is this period here was the cyclic low we were looking at before. So that's a very measured move, and I think that's an important level. I think if you were to buy here, then your stop has to be below the 1600 level, somewhere like that. So it's a little bit, you've got a $74 risk, which sounds like a lot, but in the gold market, it doesn't take much to move it that far. So let's clear the screen off and go to our next market. And the next market we're going to be looking at is copper. Copper actually had a big reversal to the upside, and let's just close it in. You see a massive reversal to the upside. However, the 370, 375 level is still resistance in our mind. I think it's going to take a little while before this market repairs itself, but the longer term trade triangles, this is the benefit of looking at these things longer term, are still positive from 3.75. So again, the market's lower than that, but our intermediate term trends and the daily trends are still negative. So let's pay close attention to this market and see how it develops here in the next several days and see where we close tomorrow, which is, of course, Friday. So let's go to our next market. Next market is crude oil. Crude oil actually did a couple of things today. It traded and hit the PSAR, this level here. You can see the PSAR, which is these little dots you're seeing right here. So it actually ignited one of those, meaning that the short-term trend was up. You also have the monthly trend that's up, and also to a latter extent the daily trend turned up today as well. Only the weekly right now remains negative. The plus 55 score is indicative of a trading range, and I think we may have to trade around for a while before we see this market moving higher. But nonetheless, where we close for the week is going to be very, very important tomorrow. I would say even if we close up here, I think still would be a very, very positive close in my mind, as this move from this level right here and this level right here down to here was a 61.8% Fibonacci retracement. So very important. This is going to be a very important support area around 100. We talked about this last night in our show, and if you want to watch that show, it's available to members on MarketClub. So let's clear the screen and go to our next market. And the next market we're going to be looking at is the well, this is the USO. This is obviously the ETF that tracks very, very closely crude oil. So that's the tool you probably want to trade with. And let's look at the Eurodollar. The Eurodollar actually put in a pretty good performance. I've actually left the Fibonacci retracement level. So I think around the 132 level, 132.50, this market's going to hit a brick wall. And we still think the key, the level to look at in the euro, and this is what I would watch all the time, is this level right here. This is the 130 line in the sand. If we go below 130, then we're going to see this market really take some pressure on the downside. But it needs to break down and close below 130, in my opinion. If that's the case, we'll be looking at 125 as an interim target zone. So let's clear the screen off there, and I'll go to our next market. Yeah, the next market we're going to be looking at is going to be the CRB Index, which has been under pressure, but it made a reversal today, and of course that's helped by the crude oil market and some of the other markets, commodity markets. But generally speaking, you can see the PSAR comes in today at 306.52. I think maybe tomorrow, maybe an interesting day there. If we see the PSAR kick in, I think that the downward momentum is over with. 3 is a big number, big handle for this market to go through, but all of our trade triangles are in fact red, indicating a negative trend. So let's see how that plays out. I want to give this market some time before I get enamored one way or the other. So let's take a look at Google. Google is plus 100, and we know what that means. That's a very strong upward trend. If we scope this out a little more, this was the pattern when I was talking to with one of my colleagues today. And we just did a weekly. This looks like a massive, let's just put that over there. This looks like a massive energy field right here. And if we go over this level here, now I'd say that's around the 660 area. So 660, if we close over that level, this market is going to go to $800 a share. That's the target zone on the upside. So it's a massive base from here. There's a double bottom that we're seeing right here. We also have the pivot point, and the measurement we measure from, let's say, I think it's 480 up to the 660 level. Then you can just you can do the math yourself. It's going to push the market higher, but we need to see good earnings tonight. But this is a bullish engulfing line, today's action. And if it closes higher tomorrow, I would pay close attention. It's a weekend. If it closes a new high, the way to do this market is to go home long Google for the weekend. So let's clear the screen off. Go to our next market. Next market we're going to be looking at is going to be one of the markets we talked about in our piece this morning. This is from the energy sector, and no chart now, but we'll just put a boom. There it is. There's a chart. Now look at this. This is a weekly chart. This is a bullish engulfing week, which is pretty rare to see. And when you see it, you want to pay attention to it. So this is a very important week for this particular stock. There's Rowan companies, and we have a plus on the monthly, a plus on the daily, but a negative on the weekly. This could change next week. So watch this stock very carefully. And let's go to our next market. We look at LinkedIn, which is a popular stock, also a bullish engulfing line for the week. If we look at a daily chart, is putting a very, very nice performance. If we close here, this is going to be a new high close for LinkedIn, I believe. Let's just scope this out for the max. Not a new high close, but certainly a very good close for LinkedIn. And you can see the amount of energy this market has below it in just simply by this area here. I mean, that's almost classic technical analysis. This market can go significantly higher, in my opinion. This low that we've seen here around 95, if this market's still good, it shouldn't take out 95. So there's about a $10 risk here, but the potential is for this market to, let's just clear the screen and just measure this move, let's say from 95 down to the lows, let's say 60. So 35 onto 95 gives you 130 on the upside. So I think that's going to be where the target should be for this market. So let's see how it works out. And the next market we're looking at is going to be a company called, let me get a little closer in. And this is a daily chart. You can see it made new highs today on the move. It's up over 10%. And this particular stock, CYT, is a stock that is traded on basic materials. So it's putting a very, very good performance. Again, do you see how it moved out of the Donchian trade channel, moved right back in, and it's moved out of it again? You may get a chance to come back in, but the fact it's over these highs now tells me this is a very strong stock and it wants to go higher. So just a lot going on. I hope you like the new blog. We've got a lot of people talking about the markets, chatting about the markets, exchanging ideas on what they think is going to happen. And of course, we put in one in early this morning about the crude oil. That worked out very, very well. We've also put a little thing on Google there that you may want to check out. But leave us your comments and let us know what you think on the markets, and we'll go from there. But again, if you're interested in personal one-on-one Market Club coaching, give us a call. It's free and the consultation is free. 877-219-1482. Love to hear from you. Have a great trading day. This is Adam Hewison for Market Club. I'll see you tomorrow, the same time, same place.